Welcome. Welcome, Sandra. You are looking festive in your sweater. It must be cold there.
Girl, it's been snowing. Remember last weekend we had that terrible snow that came through? The same thing. The weather has been horrible. So it's kind of chilly. I have a heater behind me, but it's not on. My fireplace is on, but that's in the living room. So this room is like really colder because there's no sun out here on this side. So it just stays colder.
What's colder though to you?
Cold to me is like 60s.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Girl,
Girl.
I don't do snow. Puerto Ricans
No,
don't
yeah.
like the cold. Okay, we are warm-blooded mammals.
And I'm a polar bear. So, which I don't know, cold, hot, whatever. What is it? Warm, but whatever, blooded. Like it's cold here, but I was so grateful yesterday because it was 13 degrees. And because it's been out just on the streets doing all this stuff because of everything that's happening right now. And it's been so cold, like in the negative, like it was negative 22, negative 19, negative. And so 13 degrees, I felt like, wow. So yeah, today is
Girl,
19.
I can't. No, no, ma'am. No,
Yeah.
ma'am.
You get used to it. No, you don't. I'm still not. But like, I don't know. I like for me right now too, it's so stressful that like I really feel like the only time that I'm, like, feeling a little bit of, like, calm and peace is when I'm, like, out doing something, just community related or helping with this, so that feels good. Other than that, though, like, it's so cold, but when you're with people and you're like, "Woo, woo, woo," you don't really notice it.
Yeah, I walked down the street to my mother-in-law's house to take Sadie out, and Chase went out too, Nina's dog, and they jumped around real quick, but then Chase immediately, like after 5 minutes, he was over it. So he started like limping, and
Yeah.
it's because his paws can't get that cold. So we brought his tail back in the house.
Oh,
That
that's
was it. 5 minutes of snow.
That's great. Yeah, it's a lot of people here, they have dog boots, little boots for their dogs, but
Mhm.
dogs kick those right off. I mean, I get the concept, but like, and you have to though, because it's too cold. So you had Extracted. We had the Extracted episode. Hello, how amazing how they had you come out. I forgot we've talked since then, but not on here. They had the special entrance.
That wasn't a special entrance.
Yeah, it was.
That was the front doors.
Well,
Everybody walked through those front doors, but they highlighted me coming in through the front doors.
they
We walked in before the last group. So what do you call it when you're the one before the last one? In Spanish is penúltimo, but in English is
I don't know. I looked at
okay.
it as special, and I looked at it because I didn't notice anyone else have an entrance, like, come through. You weren't coming down in a helicopter, but I mean, it still, to me, was different than other people's because it was like, "Sandra," and like, at this point, I'm sure you're so used to people just knowing who you are, knowing right?
I always assume there's gonna be at least one person, but there were four.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Hey, Sandra," and they're putting glass by your little area, and
Setting
how
me up, trying to set me up.
I was it was good though. What did you like the episode?
I enjoyed the episode. I did. It was funny. It was funny to me to hear to hear Annalise call me Dirty Sandra. We were supposed to actually be well, we were going up to Charlotte that weekend to see them before the viewing party. We couldn't do the viewing party with them because it's on Monday. Nina and Eric work. So that wasn't gonna happen, but I enjoyed watching it at home alone. I'm glad I did. And so it was funny because I got like 30 something messages from different survivors like what did they mean by dirty Sandra? And
Yeah.
in my head I just kept thinking maybe I got really dirty and muddy at one of the challenges because you like there are dirty players in Survivor, but I don't feel like I'm one of them. And if I'm wrong, I want the fans to comment when I was dirty. I mean, yeah, I burned Russell's hat, but it was after so much abuse. The hat was stinky. It was making me sick. There were reasons why I did certain things. Sugargate, all of that stuff. When I dumped Rupert's fish, but but that's fun stuff, it's stuff that they do to me and then I turn around and get them back. So, I really love the episode and I'm excited for the next one is tomorrow because it's on Monday nights.
It's good. I was, like, screaming, and I think, like, too, why do they have a survivalist on there? That team that's a survivalist.
No, no one is supposed to be a survivalist.
I thought that that first team of cousins, or maybe they're, construction workers. I thought he said that they
Oh,
were.
the brothers, the three brothers.
Yeah. Aren't
They,
they?
I mean, you're not supposed to be that great out there. And you're going to see, when it comes to building shelters and stuff like that, that some are different than others. But it also depends on what's available. For instance, Eric, someone was asking Eric about, like, man, Eric, you went to sleep and all you did was put up those sticks. But in Eric's defense, like, they started sending people out there at 6 o'clock in the morning. We didn't leave the hotel until after 11 o'clock. By the time Eric went in, it was way into the afternoon. So he didn't have that much time to put something together. But then you see Luke hurry up and put something together, and Luke was behind Eric. But that actually helped us that Eric was so slow in his process that then we were able to barter and get a better spot in the supply room.
You like, "Thank you," and you walk out with just I was dying. I'm like, "This
And I
is."
didn't feel like we had done all that great because, for instance, we got the matches because the Olsen's family got the ferro rods, and there was only three, and that's the easiest way to make fire. He wasn't trading with us; he was trading with the people on his side of the room that he had gotten to know in the 2 hours they were there. Um, so then the next best thing was the matches, and then we didn't know it was only 5 matches. So it's not gonna be like it's such an awesome thing to have these matches because it's only 5 wooden matches.
But you still came out with a lot.
Oh,
Does
yeah,
he
we still came out with everything. So Eric, Jessica Ray, and Polly, all three of them are gonna have identical, like, fire sleeping bags, with the exception of Polly having a fishing asset. So she has a fishing line, but she still has the sleeping bag. They have ferro rods. Eric has the matches, but Eric was in a good spot. He really was. But we
Yeah.
knew what we wanted.
So the whole okay, because it's giving, like, The Summit vibes a little bit. Did you ever watch that show, The
I
Summit? Where
watched The Summit, but it's more like a loan. Extracted is more like a loan where you have to survive on your own, but you have help in HQ. That's the difference.
my point with, like, it reminds me of The Summit is, like, those vibes of, like, people who, like, and I know that there were people on The Summit who, like, had applied to other reality shows such as Survivor, where they were like, "And we gotta get this person out, and we gotta team up," and I'm like, "Aren't y'all just trying to go up a mountain? What is the what? And we're gonna form alliances, and this person's a threat? What you mean this person's a threat? Aren't you literally just trying to get up a mountain?" So I get that if someone's holding you back, poof, but other which they cut yeah, that show was so bizarre in that aspect. But you guys, are you gonna be like, because I haven't watched Extracted before this, are you
No,
gonna be
and I
cheerleading?
get where you're getting at. In essence, we're only there to help Eric in the wild. And that the only thing that helps is when you talk to other people that maybe if someone has to pick the order of how people go in, then that would be a situation where you would want an alliance. But pretty much with this show, it's every team for themselves, pretty much.
Because, yeah, right away, people are like, I gotta be in with
Yeah.
them." And why do they give a crap about you so much, and you're like a dirty dirt like, because you're gonna steal all the supplies, which you did, but, like, not steal
Well,
I
he
know.
he comes in, and I don't want to talk too much about them because I
Oh,
really don't like him specifically, Daniel. Um, but it's more like I guess he came in and the first thing he said was I like he guesses that they're not the only ones that are gonna be playing the game and strategic. Like, so the other 11 families just came in here and are just gonna nilly-willy, you know what I'm saying? Like people do their homework. They know what they're gonna do. But I think he came in super hot and like Annalise said, like it's only night one. Like we're already doing this, but
that's what it reminded me of, is The Summit when
listen,
there's
he got the blanket, and all I said, "Good for you." I was on that side of the room. I never saw the box. I never saw the blanket. So good on you. But for him to assume that he was gonna frame me if he would have been able to, without having to fess up. Um, I don't think he would have been able to get away with it because I said, "Why the fuck would I send your loved one a blanket? I would send it to Eric of all people. Who am I there for?" And then if it can't be Eric, it's gonna be one of the females. I would never send it to a dude that's doing fine. You get what I'm saying? Like,
No,
that's just so
he's doing too
stupid,
much.
bro.
He is an example of somebody who, and we see this on every show, Survivor, any show where you come in like, and I'm gonna be but it's like, calm down. You're doing too much. But like, he's got to go apply for like Amazing Race or Survivor, or go apply for Alone, or because or not Alone, but he's wanting to like do all the strategy part and all the like. He applied for the wrong show anyway.
Yeah, he goes in there real hot, and then his brother's role is gonna always be to ask for forgiveness on his behalf. But he's like one of those people where always poking the bear and poking and poking
Oh,
and you know what I'm saying? So I actually had a lot of people when I started getting those phone calls, it was the text messages, it was quick. It was like, oh, and we don't like him. So I'm hoping he'll be able to win over the fans, but it's not looking too good. A lot of the fans already don't like him, but some people are just naturally like that. Even when they go on TV, they don't know how to pretend to be awesome and amazing. They're just
they're not.
outright assholes, or regardless, on or off TV.
100%. I look at it as too, as he really is like going in there trying to play hard. And it's like, what goal? You are on the wrong show. I get
We
like,
say that all the time when people are not self-aware,
absolutely.
not self-aware, and then the fans, they just destroy you. You think you're gonna, oh, I'm gonna come out of here with so many fans and so many Instagram followers. And stop it!
Exactly. So
Stop it!
and you don't come for you. Like, what's wrong with people? Which I just like,
No,
oh,
and for me, I do the same thing everywhere I go. I figure out immediately who it is that wants to play with me and who it is that doesn't, and it's always evident.
like, what
I
an
don't have to
idiot.
do anything extra. For the first couple of days, I'm just gonna stare at the monitors and I'm gonna let Nina do her work so that anyone will be like, well, all she does really is sit there and watch the monitors. Yeah, that's all I do. So if anybody says I've done anything other than that, lying.
Yep. So if you want to watch Extracted, it is on Fox at what
On
time? 8.
Mondays, 8 p.m.
Yeah, it's a good show. I thought I was laughing, I was screaming, I was woo! It was cool. I loved the entrance, even though you said it wasn't special. I looked at it as very like, look at us
Well,
here.
everybody walks into the door, you're right. But when I walked, I think they do that for everyone, but I got the biggest,
Yeah.
like, they come, they say hello, and they go and sit down and start watching the monitors. Where me, they start.
Yes, yes. It was a
When Doug's
reveal.
boys came up to me, Alec and Dayton, which I love those boys, they are genuinely awesome guys, big hearts, very compassionate, easy to talk to. They walked up to me as we're doing, I'm saying hello, and they were like, um, my dad is a huge fan of you, and he's gonna go nuts when he finds out you're in HQ. So right then and there, you're like, okay, these people are welcoming. Okay, I don't have to hide, and it's gonna be okay. No, we're getting ribs, but I like the ribs to fall off the bone. Hold on, can you hear the foil? All right, talk to me about the episode. Yeah. Do you hear all that? Hold on. All right, I'm done. I could go to my office. Keep talking. Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't be eating when we do this, right? I did it. It was a good episode. I started a diet this morning. Oh, what happened? Where'd you go? Lynn, what happened?
It kicked me out.
I was like, I started a diet this morning. I was really healthy for breakfast. I had Lipton soup for lunch. I know it has a lot of salt. And then I gave in to the cookies.
No, who cares? I'm just deleting this really quick. Oh my
We
gosh,
could
because it
start over then from the jump. So like that, you don't have me in the kitchen with the ribs.
no, the ribs are good. Whatever. Okay, it's working, so no, who cares? That's the rib that makes it fun. It's kinda like cooking show. I've always wanted to do a cooking channel.
Well, my ribs, I put them in the oven. Wait, let me make sure I don't have food on my lips. After seeing Send Help when she had the tuna fish right here.
I didn't get to watch it because I had to leave because my yeah,
Oh,
I
I
just
was like,
hosted
let
it.
me make sure I don't have food on my lips. But anyway, I was making my husband ribs, but Yes, the first episode, the cursed amulet. Oh my god, girl, Jam is gone.
Gone. And so we have like, and honestly, one of my favorite like, I love just seeing them all dressed up and all in their outfits, and so that's fun.
Mhm.
Made sense. She's wearing the brooch or whatever you call it. Natalie's target or Nat yeah, it's what is it? Natalie, Kristen, and Jam, and then you don't know. How so let's walk through it. Like, what were your
Wait,
thoughts?
first tell me whose outfit did you like the most?
As much as Lisa's, like, it was giving, like, sailor, because it reminded me of, like, a sailor, it was so extravagant and so, like, I liked hers the best. Even though it was, like, it was kinda random compared to other people's, but I liked it because it was just
I
so
liked it too. I
yep,
like the whole fluffy bit at the front, like the whole like it reminds me of what is that style when they do the like the big watches and the clocks and the with the goggles there's a name for it.
mm,
Yeah, when they dress up with like goggles and big eye things and girl.
girl,
There's a name for it. Oh,
girls.
that shit's gonna eat me up now. Hold on. People who like to let me Imma have to Google this shit because it's killing me.
People wear
Um,
goggles?
anyway, Lisa's outfit was the best, and for the men, I did not like Colton's pearls.
No, I didn't like any of the men. I don't even remember what they wore, but I like Jam's furry little boa thing. But this is,
No,
the
I didn't
episode
like it.
you didn't like Jams either?
No. From the guys, my favorite probably hold on, not Nerd Chic. Oh my god, it's a certain look from back in the day. It's a name.
I have no way. I
No, it
literally
doesn't pop up. All right, forget that. Anyway, people know what I'm talking about. It's that look with the big old with the stuff. It's girl, this podcast is gonna be crazy. Should we start again?
no, this is yeah, no, trust me. I
I
was
could
gonna
say let's start with the cursed amulet or whatever,
no, I
and
was
we
gonna
could
say,
talk about the outfits again.
"Nope, we're good." Like, this is real life. We're really stressed right
Okay.
now about outfits. So, okay, some have good ones, some don't, and so they're going in, everyone's afraid of everything because, they all have, like, something's gonna happen, whatever. Is it food?
Don't
Is it
eat, don't drink, don't touch the tarot cards.
which is hard because everyone's eating. So it's like, how are like, who is gonna be is it the one that serves a certain thing? But we're all eating, like, essentially off the same platter. So how could it be but the paranoia is there. I probably wouldn't have eaten anything or done
I
anything
would
and
have
just
eaten, but after 2 or 3 people went through.
yeah.
I wouldn't
But I
have
would've
been the initial one to grab a plate and start grabbing a little bit of everything.
but again, then is the whole group gonna be poisoned? So the food thing, it's like the cards, then there's the cards. There's a card, there's the cards, and it shows, like, what Kristen's name, whatever.
Yeah, the
Uh,
tarot cards.
so Lisa, kiss it or there's the kisses, she's blowing the kisses, whatever. I thought she handled it well, did a good job of, "Here, help me with my like, it made sense. So she did that well. Then, I think and then they go to the table and Natalie is, "I need the antidote." What was your thoughts on that?
I can relate because if we would have all been there and I'm one of those people where I can go to a party and 2 minutes later, I can't even remember half the people that were there, much less what I ate, what I drank. So in my head, I would be like, oh my God, because I know I'm so forgetful and I'm just in the moment, I'm not paying attention. I'm like, I'm probably fucking dead. Like, I probably did it because I don't know. I gotta find the charger to my damn phone, girl. What kind of day is this for us? So anyway, I would have been like, oh shit, it's me. I'm dead. Like it happened. I did it, you know? I would have thought it was me. So I would have fought over the antidote because two people can get it. And then you saw that Kristen, they handed hers. So that left Tara and Natalie to fight over the antidote, you know?
And
Like
that's the
all of a
thing,
sudden, Kristen was in the in the middle of that mess too. At first, it was all about Tara thinking it was her, Natalie thinking it was her, them going back and forth. Then all of a sudden it became Kristen. They looked out for Kristen. That would have been an eye opener for me too.
So they all look out for Kristen, so she's got people, like, and that's what it boils down to is, Natalie, yes, while she was loud and they're kinda, like, looking at her like, "Okay, just stop, I'm done, like, just take it." She kinda wore 'em to the point of that. You ca like, what's her option? Either die or you have to fight for yourself, so I appreciated that for her because, yes, it may have, like, ruined whatever, like, her social relationships
Hmm.
were with people, but they weren't fighting for her anyway. They weren't act there was she didn't have, like, a crew of people who were like, "No, Natalie needs this." So, she has to fight for herself, even if it makes her look like,
Sus.
you have like, she had to. What choice did she have if she was that just wait, roll over and die? Which was crazy because Jam, who has always been crying over all of these, "I need the shield," was just silent. And so
I think he was taking a step back. Look, I took my phone off that gimbal because it was just spinning around doing all crazy stuff. And I mean, I got this for Valentine's last year. I think I've only used it twice. My husband asked me about it, and I'm like, I've watched all the videos to use it, but this damn thing has a mind of its own. So it's hard for me to like be up there with technology when this shit is so hard and it's supposed to be so damn simple.
I know, I was like, "Is it moving? Why do you keep rotating?"
Now I know whose outfit I love the most. Alan's.
Oh, duh. He's always got the best out of everyone. So, yeah, him
No,
too.
not always. He's had some sketchy outfits.
I like them all. I do. I always look forward to
I've
them.
had one or two that I'm like, but
No, even if they're weird, I love well, they all are, but, like, I love it. So Jam is just he's leaning back or he's laying low, he's quiet. Him and Natalie both looked, like, really just depressed, am I right? Like, Natalie, like, you can feel the, like, just paranoia and the just
they're the last two gamers left. People are out to get them. And when you don't know who they are, you really don't know who you can trust. But like Rob said, he didn't want to know nothing Lisa did if she even got it done because he wanted plausible deniability. Like that, you can't lie. You don't have to pretend like you don't know when you don't know.
You
It's
don't
just
know.
easier to tell the truth than it is to remember a lie. We all know that. It happens on Survivor all the time. It's just easier to just tell the truth so that you don't fuck it up.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, so now you want to say Jam got busted. A lot of people were asking about that. Like, was he allowed to say it was Lisa? Lisa was already for the last 2 weeks on the outs anyway. More and more people were leaning towards let's find out if it's Lisa versus not. It was like as the days passed, more and more people were willing to say her name. So I don't really think that Jam was solely responsible because Lisa had already been talked about
I don't
since
think, like,
before.
if it woulda just been, like, the kiss and Jam said it, so we have to but I think the Rob made the good point of, why would he be lying? Why would a faithful he's murdered, he's done, he's gone, why would he lie? But it's not like he knew for sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was late, but he was right, like, he was right. So all these people are pissed, and I talked with Jam about this, like, are pissed that people who are murdered shouldn't be able to talk, but, like, we haven't had this before where everyone's around, there's a murder, and you get, like, hauled out. So, like, unless, like, the show told him, like, "Be quiet," you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the rules for that? How would you know, like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
they should have put something in his mouth when Alan murdered him. He should have been like, "Arr."
it because if it were that serious, then they should've you know what I'm saying? Yes, just
Yeah,
been like,
production had to have known that the chances of Jam not staying quiet and saying who did it to them were slim to none. So, I mean, they knew they probably wanted this. This is the reaction that they really wanted from someone who just got murdered. Like, how do you take that lightly? Like, if I get murdered, Lisa did it,
"Would
because
you have
I
said
kissed
something?"
her.
Would you have said something and screamed
Hell
something?
yeah. I
Yes!
would have absolutely said something, but I wouldn't have thought it was a kiss because it's been done before?
So why are people upset that Jam was able to say something.
They probably wanted Lisa to stay on their TV screens, and they're probably like housewife fans. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, gosh, can anyone ever do anything right? But, like, yeah, being that it's never happened before, it's like, what are the rules for that? Who
Yeah, if
knows?
production doesn't like it, then they ever do a murder in plain sight, then something has to happen after the dinner. They all go to bed and figure out who died in the morning. If you do a murder like this in front of all kinds of people, then you have to expect that the person's not going to keep their mouth shut. And if he wasn't supposed to, let's say, per the rules, you don't remember the rules at that time, especially when you're a faithful. You remember the rules more, I would think, if you're a traitor, to make sure that you don't
Yes.
that you go against what the rules are, but
Yep. But that was new. He's not knowing that, like, hey, if you get I doubt there's something that says, like, if you get murdered in plain sight with everyone else around, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's I
And
don't
another thing I wanna say, Jam being Puerto Rican, when you kiss somebody, you just kiss them. Like Mara was saying, like, she air kissed people. So Mara was standing there and thought it was an air kiss, which it didn't end up being, because we saw the footage of them actually kissing cheek to cheek. But Mara was saying, like, for my makeup, I'm going to just air kiss you, making Lisa look like a liar at the round table when they
Yep,
confronted her. But I
yep.
don't think it's Jam's fault that Lisa went home. She was already being talked about since Monet went home.
Which
She's had 3 extra weeks.
aren't we gamers here? Don't we, like, what do we want credit for that? Like, he was a part of it, and I think that what Rob, like, what he said about all of the evidence stacked up, it was like, it there you go. I think it was
Yeah.
well,
No, I want him to take some credit because he was almost correct. The only thing he had wrong, it was that it wasn't a kiss. And it might have swayed people that were still like, Lisa, like, we gotta, like, there's evidence out there. This is the best evidence
yep.
besides putting someone else's name down. But Monet had already said her name. She was already being talked about by other people. Ron said it in, like, her name was out there.
Her name was out there, gone. So that was, like, abrupt, like, "Boo!" And I'm like, I couldn't
They
believe it,
finally
and
got one that really mattered, because Donna Kelsey wasn't really like a big catch. They caught one early, but they didn't know that she was the super trader. They didn't know she had all
yep.
this, you know, um, but yeah.
So they go to breakfast. What happens at breakfast? They smack something about, what did he say? Jam jam. Didn't he say something about toast? It was cute. Alan. So then he throws his picture
Yeah, the toast jam. No
or
more toast
something.
toast on the jam. Something like that.
Okay, so they're all talking crap about Natalie, and she hears it. Okay, she is, and
She
you.
knew it. She knew it because when she was saying sorry to Tara, she said that she had thought about it all night and she went about it the wrong way. That's after the fact. After you weren't the one that was poisoned. So yeah, you took the antidote from someone else that could have possibly needed it, like Jam. But I understand why she was so frazzled about the whole thing.
Well, yeah, because she made such a scene about it. You have to fight for you. Who else is gonna fight for you if no one else is? So, I appreciated that, but, she knew she needed to, like, go around and get to just explain why she felt that way, yada, yada, yada. She does a good job, or then she can hear the people, though, talking about her, and so it's like, oh, like, that just brings you down even more because you know that people are whispering, and then she does what a lot of people have done now. Will peppermint Portia and make that mistake of saying murder.
Yeah. She was, yeah. It's hard, and when you say it, you don't realize that you said the wrong things, but she said it in front of Lisa, she said it in front of Tara. Tara was telling her, you strong-armed me, you tried to keep it felt like she was keeping the antidote from the faithfuls, and she's apologizing, but then gets herself into a deeper hole, let's say, because the minute she said that stuff, and Lisa didn't even correct her. If I heard someone say something, I think I would confront them right then and there, like, "Do you just realize what you just said?" So that 2 hours later, they don't say, "No, you twisted my words around. That's not what I said." I would've said, "Yo, did you just realize that you just say you murdered someone? I mean, but that's not what I meant. I
Yep,
know that might not have been what you meant, but you just said it. Tara, did she just you know? So if you go home, you made this mistake."
yep. I thought she was done after that toast, but I felt like she did a good she or what was I gonna say? She, or my brain, I lost my thought.
No,
But
no, no. When she's at the round table and they ask her about that, the face and, like, the tears in her eyes, like, the almost wanting to, like, the crack in her voice,
yes,
faithful. You're like, "Nah, she's a faithful."
that's what I was gonna say. Same with, like, even with the antidote, like, would somebody seriously make that big of a stink and, like, in a her and Tara, they're working together apparently, so it's like, would you really, like, screw your ally over? Like, aren't they working together? Well, yeah, they've
Yeah, they're working together, but it's different. No one's
but
looking at Tara, they're looking at gamers, they're looking at, like
exactly.
we're
So it's
not
like
even Carolyn, even if we're in the castle together, it's still different. I'm a gamer. They're looking at me. 3 gamers have gone home, 3 gamers that were faithful. They're probably saying out of Jam and Natalie, one's gotta be the traitor. Now
yeah,
Jam's gone? We
yes.
gotta throw this chick out there just if even to know because there's always a gamer in the turret.
And so for her to I just think, like, for people to be like, "This is suspicious that she, like, was so loud about it," like, why would a traitor do that and throw you know what that to me doesn't make sense. It's like, yes, that looks like somebody more so that's scared, and that follows into the day. You can just see the difference in how she even just react or interacts with people, and yeah, she's terrified at the round table. Um, we do the mission. Let's talk about the daggers because I know you're gonna talk about that better than I am, because in what would you have made it up to the hill?
Girl, I can't even carry the backpack with the 6 rocks in it.
Like, what I don't agree whatever. The physical
It
and
was
just
the Fire Monument uphill dagger challenge.
that was hard. She made it all the way was she the first one to make it up there too?
She was the first female and she was there against the guys. It was Colton, Steven, Mark, Rob, and her. And those were the 5 around that rock thing. But she was one of the first ones up there. She was one of the Rob was the first one up there.
First.
Uh-huh, and then Colton gave him his didn't Colton share his rocks with him? But then
Yeah.
Colton ended up there anyway. People started realizing, "Hey, I don't have enough gold. Let me put it in different places." Colton wanted Rob to have it because he was like, "If I can't have the dagger in my hand, I would want Rob to have it."
Yep. Yep.
So, but Natalie was yeah, she was girl, I still would have been walking up there to that fire monument as we speak because no.
That it's mm-mm.
I'm not running and I ain't carrying nothing.
They're having a lot of, like, physical challenges this season, I feel like, or missions, right? Like, where it's like, "This looks hard." That chariot thing, oh,
Oh, we had one like that. I think it balances out. I think they'll do some easy ones, hard ones, easy. I think they give them a break because they know there's a lot of people in there that's not gonna be running around.
and I think that they all have looked hard to me, but,
Yeah, that you know me, when I see a challenge coming, I'm like, I get frazzled.
yeah, and I always knew, like, the first one's gonna be tough, with the rowing and the and so I just feel like it continued to be a lot of, like, and that's fine. I just like more of this, like, yeah, other ones, but
It seems like the first one is always at that same lake.
yes,
The
and it's gonna be something like strength, and so we have the daggers. Natalie, talk us through the daggers. I still don't understand.
So they all get a card, and Rob has to ask each person a question and try to see if they're lying to him and see who has the dagger. But if you look back on it, you could see people saying him like, "I don't have the dagger." Like Carolyn, I Carolyn, I don't have it.
I don't have
Sandra,
it.
do you have it? Carolyn. I don't have it. So you see that they're like working with him, like, I don't have it. And then Natalie, of course, ends up being the one like, no, I don't have it, you know? So he caught on real quick, but he also knew when he started looking at each one of them back again, if you rewatch it, you're gonna
Yeah,
see them going like,
and
they're not
Natalie just
talking, but that's still a gesture. Like, so then he knew Natalie had it, that she really wanted it. Man, she was lucky to get that dagger and then he took it. He
yeah,
doesn't even need it, but this dude keeps getting all the power.
which he's doing a I think he's doing a great job, I do. I think no one is
He is.
touching
He's
him.
doing an amazing job. He really is.
Does he have
He's
any
doing an
heat on him
amazing
right
job.
now? No, right? Any? No.
Does he have what?
Any heat on him? No.
No, but at the end here, they start saying, at the end of the episode, I haven't finished rewatching the end of the episode, but now is when they're gonna start saying, "What if it's a turret full of housewives?" That's what Rob's gonna say, but then Johnny's gonna say, "What if it is Rob? What if it
Yep,
is
yep.
Rob?" So, but at the end of the day, so now Candace is pissed off. She's gone. Listen, if Rob knew that he was going to continue to write down Lisa's name, he should have at least said to Candace, like, I'm almost certain I'm going to write her name down again. And this time, I think there's so many people that want to vote for her that she might not get saved. I don't know what you want to do. If you want to keep sticking housewives strong, if you see this as a betrayal, but I just want you to know where I'm coming from. Like that, maybe instead of them being enemies in the turret, every man for himself, every traitor for himself, they can continue working to the end together because
No.
they really don't. Candace don't got no heat on her. He doesn't yet, but they're gonna start talking.
I would have a hard time after that, like, to be honest, and, because she obviously wanted to stay strong with the housewives, and I think that 100 and you see her I feel like well, I don't think she protected her, I feel Candace, I feel like, was sticking up for Lisa, and Rob, like, nothing to do with. But I feel like if I were Rob, that makes sense. That makes sense that he wouldn't want to be held as soon as there's heat on somebody, you know what I'm saying? As soon as there is heat on one of the traders, like, "You're done, you're gone, I can't help you." So I
I
think
would
that
have
is
told both of them. I would have told both of them. I would have said, Lisa, like right now, Colton is talking to Johnny, and they're saying there's obvious evidence. Oh no, so Colton is on Steven. Colton is thinking it's Steven because of how he voted. But anyway, I backtrack a little bit. Not only should he have told Candace, but he also should have said something to Lisa as well. Oh, they just said his name. They just said his name. Hold on. They just said Rob's name, so there is heat on him. He says he can whip up the votes at the round table.
so maybe he might have some heat, but he's got, like, a whole team of people, and I just feel like his argument made sense, like, Jam Jam said this on his way out. I'm not going to put myself out there and trying to defend this person that already has heat on him. So it just
He could have said that to the people without saying it at the round table.
yeah.
And then he could have told Lisa and Candace, Lisa, if your name comes up because people are talking about you, they're gonna come for you. And if I get a whiff that it's gonna be a lot of votes, I'm gonna join them. Candace, this is so that you know where I'm coming from, so it won't be a secret. But Lisa, if you don't have enough votes to say, I'm gonna vote with the
Yeah,
majority.
which I think would have been helpful with like to keep the relationship with Candace if he already hadn't came for Lisa before. So it's kind of like you know what I'm saying? Because he
Yeah,
came
but they probably could have, in Candace's eyes, she could, okay, like Rob's real close. Oh, they're talking about him. Like Rob is real close. So right now, Candace is talking to Johnny. It's like the last 2 minutes of the episode. Colton pushes his attention to Lisa. Yup, she's a traitor. Yup. How would he know to push it to Lisa when her name has not been out there? And Candace is like, right. Rob has copied his speech. Rob's real close with Colton. Yeah. Well, if they're really close and they're moving in lockstep, and they have been. I just love Rob, but I feel like we can't trust him anymore.
yeah, but
Johnny telling Candace we can't trust Rob anymore. That was the end of the episode. So Rob's in trouble. I mean, not necessarily in trouble, but at least Candace now knows that the one person she can get on her side is Johnny, and maybe Johnny can help her get other people, which would be Tara, but they don't know Johnny and Tara are tight. And the
They
same
don't?
for this, no, they don't, not yet. And the same for Rob. Rob talks to Colton. Rob has certain people that listen to him. So pretty much now we're gonna have to see if in the next episode, if the who the traitors grab onto, latch onto this group, and see who's the majority.
Which
Because
I
they're
think that
coming for each other. Them traitors are coming for each other.
which why would Candace be, like, trusting him now at this point? I 100% get where Rob was coming from, though, and I don't
Because
think
that happened
Johnny's
to you, yeah.
no, no, like, but even regard like, I'm saying, I feel like it made sense. Jam threw his name out there. There was already suspicion, so I'm not gonna go out of my way to defend this person. It's as simple as that, because then they're the traitor and I'm out there I don't wanna be the person defending a traitor. So that makes sense. Uh, and I feel like he has a good argument against anything that Johnny's saying, because blame Jam Jam. Jam Jam was the one, because that's how he started out his argument. But thank God that he said something, because I thought Natalie was gonna go home with that. Like, I think she did a good job, but you could just see the fear and, like, oh, but no, there's
I
no
mean,
coming home.
she's out of the clear right now, but
Yep,
that's not to say that she's 100% out of the clear, because they always come back to the stuff that was said before. They're
yep. So they'll
still
be back,
traitor hunting, and history, there's always a gamer up there, and we got
I
one gamer left
I kinda hope that Candace does, like, start some crap with him. I do, like,
to
but I
spice
think
it
Rob
up.
spice it up, but and then as far as them bringing anyone in, the only one I can see is Natalie, right? But I don't think they'll bring anybody. I don't think they will bring anyone in, because
They don't need
what's
to bring anyone in. I think that they should try to figure out a way to move forward for both their games, because if now
the
you're throwing me under the bus, I'm throwing you under the bus, we're fucking doomed. Let's just try to move past this. How can we move past this? And let's start brand new. Like,
which is just and again,
it's hard. You
it's not
know,
like it's not like Rob was throwing Candace's name out there, but you know that this person, they ain't gonna do crap to help me. They ain't gonna, so, like, even that's hard, like, with my situation with Danielle, that's a little bit hard if someone is, like, throwing and you have all these people telling you, and then be like, "Well, alright, I'll trust you." That is hard to just, like, all right, let's put it behind us, because you just can't trust that person. But at least with Candace, it wasn't her name that he was throwing out to everyone. But if I were Candace, I would feel like this person ain't going to do crap to go to bat for me. And you kind of need that protection. And he is playing like, nope, I'm not. He's all in it on himself, which I get too. We have a lot of people too. We have that. How many are in the crew of 8? But you made that um last time where you were like, they didn't even all vote together, right? The crew of 8.
they didn't vote together. They didn't vote together. So that crew of 8 don't even count, because they can't even depend on the same 8 that they spent the day talking about it, and the only one Johnny can really count on to do what he says is Tara. The only one Tara can count on is Johnny. Everyone else has a mind of their own. They're not doing what you tell them. But you know what? Now that you were saying that about Candace, I think had I been Candace, I would have been like, okay, now I know that I need to watch his ass, because he'd easily throw me under the bus.
Yeah.
But for right now, my name ain't out there. And before my name comes out there, I'm going to throw his name out there. But I wouldn't have written his name down.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Well, she's one of those people where when she was die hard for Ron, 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 episode after episode after, I'm going with Ron, Ron, Ron. So if she starts writing Rob's name down and she goes home as a traitor, she's already started putting his name down. So we got to
Yeah.
see if in the next episode she still continues. You guys know how I play. I wrote down Ron week after week after week until Ron went home. Well, now I'm going to write down Rob until week after week after week he goes home.
He's just been doing so well and has, like, his crew, and I just feel like he's gonna win up against her if they go back, like, eye to eye. I do.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're going to trust Rob and where he comes from more than a housewife. Just like me walking into Extracted and them saying she's from Survivor, so she's this kind of player. Well, she's a
Well, and all the
housewife. She's this kind of person.
but also too, like, there already was a housewife traitor, so there's that, like, I think Natalie's in a bad if they're going off of that, uh, mentality of there's a housewife, there's a this, there's a this, so I feel like that gives her that makes her look a little bit more faithful because there already was not that that worked for me because of,
Yeah,
like,
Candace is gonna be. I think Candace could easily be solid for the next couple of weeks. Like she could lay like, all right, we already got the housewife. Now we're moving on to who? I would have
which
said if I were Candace, I'd be like, it's gotta be Natalie. It's gotta be Natalie.
yes,
But Natalie's
yes,
who's getting them money. Natalie is who's getting them money.
they don't give a crap about that though, and I don't know if, like, does they don't. They like these first of all, these people are all rich anyway. Second, they aren't I don't think do you think that they value that in this game? Do you think they're gonna keep
No.
you
The
around
gamers
because
do. The gamers do.
not this
We think
gamer?
about, well, or is it me?
No,
I
about
need to
the
keep
challenge.
around everybody that's gonna get me money.
Oh, the money, yes. I just meant, like, I'm not looking at, like, who's like, I'm not looking at, like, solely it's not like, or even I think of, like, old school Survivor where it was like, "You're not helping around camp and stuff." I don't think any of these people, at least the ones left, are valuing, like, how hard she goes. Yes, I would appreciate that. I would be like, "Yeah, we need her because I ain't doing shit." I'm not able to get up that mountain and whatever. But those people don't value that, right? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
The ones that are left don't.
No. Mm-mm. They're all the ones that cared are gone. So I don't yeah, but I think they're gonna murder. I don't think they're going to recruit, honestly.
I wouldn't
And what we
recruit. There's still two people is still enough to finish the game. One more person
absolutely
could easily come and say, I'm gonna blow this shit wide open, take both of y'all out, and keep it all for myself. I wouldn't recruit.
but if that were the case, I would say bring someone in because I just need a little more drama on the turret.
I need to be forced to recruit for me to recruit. Two
Yes,
people is still enough.
that's what I felt 100 how I felt, but there a lot of the people left, if you haven't noticed, like, there's a lot of time I forget about Steven, and I forget, like, there's what I'm like,
Mark
there's people Mark sometimes too, and I feel like and then Kristen, for example, she's got a presence
and
on the screen.
Eric
Eric ain't ever gonna be banished. Kristen's not ever gonna be banished. I can't see Mark ever being banished. Who else? Or is there heat on Steven? Because whatever, I can't see him being banned. I feel like a lot of the people left right now are people that, like, need to be murdered because 'cause they're never gonna be banished.
Yeah, obvious faithfuls.
Obvious faithfuls, and I don't even know how to describe that, like, who's an obvious how I described it, like, out there, like, you get to a certain point in the game, and you can just
You
tell, and
know,
not
you just know.
like Sheree on your season, you knew, like,
Yeah, obvious faithful, obvious faithful. And then there's people that you don't know. You're like, no,
no,
I could see them being a traitor, but yeah, there's 4 or 5 of them that need to be murdered by the
y
traitors and leave
yep,
the chaotic players that have heat on them, like Colton and Natalie and even Steven now that people are questioning. Leave those for banishment. I wouldn't even touch them.
they need to but they seriously there's a lot of people that could very well end up at the end and not really know how they got there.
Yeah. Good
So
episode. Extracted sent me this.
that's nice.
This is
What's
Amy
in
on the cover. This girl is a go-getter. This girl is a go-getter.
is she the one who won last season?
No, that's this season with us. She's out there right now.
Oh, do you talk to the
Girl,
guy who
now I'm gonna start going to the woods.
oh, do you
I
talk to the
haven't
guy
even
who
opened
quit?
it. Huh?
What about the guy who quit? Do you talk to him?
No.
Oh, did he just, like, quietly making it he's not a part of any of the, like, stuff now, is he?
I mean, there's a group chat that they're in, but it happens so fast that I don't think they were there 24 hours. If the FBI would have walked in right after those people went home and said, Sandra, describe them to me, I couldn't even tell you shit about the mom and dad. 'cause they were
Yeah,
on the
I
other
was
side of the room. We weren't you know what I'm saying? Like, you start working with your side of the room.
and I don't expect you to have a relationship with them. I was saying, or have they I'll have to look if they've, like, posted or promoted anything for the show just because he quit so early. I was wondering.
And they do promote all that stuff because if you watch Extracted season 1, the whole premise is somebody always going home every episode because it does happen. That's how the game is.
But girl, but I'm saying, like, because of the way that he quit, I wondered if he just wanted to make it go away and he wasn't really gonna even watch or pay attention to the season because of how he quit so early.
Oh, no, he watched it, and I guess his dad is getting a lot of shit. Remember how you text me too? Like, that's the kinda
Yeah.
kid that ends up needing therapy.
Yeah, 100%. He obviously was getting sick of it, and he's like, "I should be in college right now, and I only am here because my dad." And it's like, no child should feel like they need to do this challenge in order to, like, be on an equal level. That's what his dad said. To For me and him to be equal? What? But it's disturbing that son is going to grow up feeling like he's never good enough for his father. And while I do think he quit too soon, you explained it well, like, when you're in that mental headspace, it's done, just let him go, but I don't think that any family should, like, make him feel bad about that. He didn't even wanna be there, A, but he never shoulda had to have been put in that situation in the first place to feel like he wasn't good enough or on the same level as his dad. He don't need to
Yeah.
prove shit to his dad
Yeah,
anyway.
on for the show, it's always one person that's like, "I'm gonna apply," and then when they call you, you're like, "Oh shit, I wanna do this. There's a chance I can. I just gotta put the right team together," and that's where you gotta really think about what the right team is, and we're seeing, you can look back to season 1 and yeah, you might need more experience when you go out there.
Or just I think it was his dad. I think his dad wanted him, his dad probably applied, his dad so that's was the problem, so he
Yeah.
didn't wanna be there, which I okay, so thank you, everybody. We are grateful for everything, and thank you very much.
And don't forget to listen out for the 50 idol clue search, one in every state. I didn't know that every single person that found the golden idol was going to the finale. I thought it was going to be a random draw.
Girl, there's so much confusion about this. That's first of all, I thought there was only 1. I thought that, like,
One in every state.
I'm
Eh,
yes, but then uh, they do, like, a drawing of, like is it so 1 in every state, but how someone just described it to me was, like, once you find it, then they're gonna do a drawing of, like so how many are there? Like, that doesn't make sense. Somebody described it
Girl,
as,
then
like
I'm wrong because I thought I understood that it was one golden idol per state, and then all those
yes.
50 people were going to get a free ticket to the finale.
That's what I thought. I gotta look into this, and
But
so
so
because
then
somebody
so
was
we're
like,
wrong.
if you look on someone forwarded me, like, what they posted on their story, and it was the way that it was worded was just kinda confusing. Because I originally thought that everyone you look in your state, and if you find it, you're going to the finale, not
Yeah.
but it
And then
but it
so I
seems like
saw Sophie's from Miami and she was like, "This is how it works. It doesn't matter if you get here at 10 in the morning or 4 p.m. in the afternoon. There's gonna be a raffle and one person's gonna have the opportunity to go and find it.
yes,
That's how it
yes,
is. And the person that finds the idol then gets the golden idol to go to California for the finale."
which I just wanted to go and search for it, you know what I mean? And that's it. So,
Oh,
is
no,
it like
girl. You gotta go stick your name in the raffle then. And girl, if you end up with a ticket to the finale, girl, there's gonna be a fucking war because you, as a previous player, shouldn't have the right to that clue or to take the golden idol.
girl?
No, there's gotta be rules. Nobody that works for CBS, for Survivor
I
Entertainment
asked
Group, no survivors, none of their family members. It's for the fans, girl.
girl, is that
Girl,
weird of me then?
you could still go
Girl,
to California and still go to the finale or still
I don't
hang
even
out at
care
the
about
hotel with everybody.
I don't wanna be with everyone. I just wanna like, I am an idol hunter, and do you know my backstory? So I'm a
Then
little bit
find out
offended
the
right
clues of the idol, and after the person finds their idol, then you go see if you could have found it.
I don't need a prize, but this for me, Sandra, this is the real life story right here.
Tell me.
I go and I search in Minnesota, they call it medallion hunting. There's the winter, they used to do like I don't look for the winter one anymore, but there was like the winter carnival and they would hide this medallion in the snow. One year, like the big thing, it was like in a diaper. Okay. So this is Minnesota. There are medallion hunts in the spring and then in the summer through like everywhere, and they're listed and they have clues, and I participate in these and I love them. And I have never found one. In 1 year, I would say in 2000, it had to have been like 2019-ish, 2020, right before I got on Survivor. I do the hunt and me and my son were looking and we came so close, didn't get it. Anyways,
Wait, how would
I
you know that
mess
you even came close?
because they announced, like, where it is and where it was found with a map to where it was, and we know we were right there. So we knew
Oh,
we
so
were.
you think you got there after the person already had found it?
Yes, I've gotten there where people find it right in front of me, like, that's how close I am. So, girl, as you do multiple hunts in Minnesota, you start to get to know the certain people that are at the hunts, you recognize them, and it
Yeah.
it no longer becomes, uh, "Oh, this is the White Bear Lake hunt." No, people are driving from hours away to go to this hunt. I find out that there is a whole crew of people, they have a medallion hunting team of people. So I wanted to be on that team. So I wrote them on Facebook and I said, "Can I join your team?" No, I couldn't join it. Either they decided no or they didn't respond, or I'm
You need
pretty
to
sure they just.
start your own team.
So girl, pretty sure they just said no. And so that hurt my feelings and I was pissed, but it didn't stop me for looking for idols. So when I got on Survivor a year later and I found that idol, all I could think about was those assholes who wouldn't let me join their crew of medallion searchers. And I remember I was like, I wanted to hold it up and be like, and you all wouldn't let me on your team and look at me now, but I didn't because that's a little like bitter. But yeah, Sandra, so this is very like to me, this is very personal. So I don't care about the prize. I don't care about I genuinely like and have a
The
passion
hunting.
for the hunt. But like I did ask that question and I did ask like if I like participate in any of the stuff and if you because of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Can I still look for it?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah." And I didn't wanna, like, seem like a weirdo for doing that, but I just genuinely enjoy the hunt.
Girl, then go over there and put on glasses, put on a wig, and then stick your name in there like CW and don't like write out your whole name and then see what happens. Could you
I think they
imagine if
more
they
so
called you out CW?
they won't. So I think that, yes, obviously, they more so just want us there to,
Girl,
like,
if you
promote.
stood in line in your state, the fans would know who you are, girl.
Well, that's why, like, they're doing, like, the hosting, like, the other thing well, and I don't even know if I can go anyway because of my son's, playoff hockey. So,
Yeah,
I think they more so just wanted me to promote this and not search for it, but I wanna search for it, right? Or I
yeah,
guess it's weird, but I'm an idol searcher. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Oh, I have a passion for it. And I don't know if other states do this medallion thing, but it's big here.
yeah. So next Saturday, they're going to tell me when and where I need to be. I don't know yet. They're going to make sure that I get there to where they are hiding the idol here in North Carolina. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll see you at the, hunt. Thank you, everybody. I just went off. Okay.